What is good, everybody? It's your boy, the Forgotten Hoodie, your TFH, and we're back with episode 10 of the Optional Content Show. I hope you guys are having an awesome night. I look very big in the camera. Let me just... There we go. I hope you guys are having an awesome night. So I got a pretty good episode planned out for you guys tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed a lot. Let me just pull up the plan over here. I'm being very lazy with this. Alright, so as I just said, I hope you guys are having an awesome night. So there's no special guest, in case you're wondering. So originally, when I first started it out, we're almost done with season 1, by the way, which is amazing. And normally this would be episode 12, but I skipped 2 weeks because of either technical difficulties or I was with family doing other things. So in 2 weeks we will hit episode 12. Next week will be week 11, and the week after will be week 12, and then that'll be the end of season 1. And then I'll take a well-deserved, well, I don't know if I'll take the break after this season because I took 2 breaks in the middle of the season, but you guys get the idea well enough. So it's episode 10 of season 1. So we've officially been going on for 10 weeks now, which is ridiculous. Like, I never thought I'd actually have the motivation to even keep going for 10 weeks. So yeah, that's just something that I wanted to say. So we don't have a special guest. So really quick, what I just want to remind you all about is that I'm taking brand applications. So if you want to come on to the podcast every single Saturday night, we'll probably pre-record it now because this is hard to do. But you'll basically be able to just come on with me and have a conversation for 30 minutes to an hour. And then it'll go up on the channel. And if some of y'all are really observant and you're keeping up with a lot of my content, then you would know that I put out another video on my channel, which is where I was talking about energy drinks and how they're not good for you, but I still do them anyways. So just a quick update on that. I just want to say that I am Catholic, and it is currently the season of Lent, which is basically where you can give up something pleasurable or desirable of this world for 40 days. And what I'm giving up is energy drinks. And then if you're not already Catholic, which I bet a couple of my viewers are, one of the things that is another thing is that there's a lot of certain fasting rules, but I'm not going to go into detail because they're super complicated with like what days you're supposed to fast, how old you are, if you're like supposed to fast or not. But yeah, so just a quick update on that last video. I'm giving it up for Lent. I'll probably go right back to it after Lent is over. But I'm hoping I don't, because it's still not good for you. No special guest. So remember, brand applications in the Discord. I'm gonna throw it in chat really quick, just as a reminder that you, as a viewer, do have the chance to be part of this brand, of my brand that I've created. So if you guys want to possibly join the brand and come on here every Saturday and just talk about whatever, go join the Discord server there, and you guys can possibly be part of the brand. So, yeah, quick social media plugs. I have a Twitch now. I'm a gamer. So every single Friday and Saturday, schedule's on Twitch, but every single Friday and Saturday, I think Friday starts at like 11 p.m.-ish. And then I have it scheduled to go for like an hour and a half, but normally I'll cut it off in an hour. And then today, after the stream at 10 or 11 p.m., I'm shooting for 10 p.m., but I might have to move it to 11. I'll be streaming there again. I usually play like CSGO and a couple of other games on there. If you really are interested, you can send me a couple of requests. So, yeah. Let's see. Twitter. Forgotten Hoodie on Twitter. I'll be giving announcements on there just like about general things, mostly like, hey, I'm going live on Twitch, or hey, I'm going live on YouTube, or hey, there's this new video that I uploaded, go watch it, please. So that's mainly what Twitter's going to be for. The Discord server, I just put it in the chat, so if you could go join that, that would make my day. The Instagram, at the Forgotten Hoodie _YT, all lowercase, no spaces. And the TikTok, just search up Forgotten Hoodie. They should all have the same PFP as my YouTube channel does. So yeah, go check all those out. That'd be awesome if you did that. So let's alright, well, there's something missing from here. Hang on just a second. I thought I edited this, but I guess I didn't. So let's see. And like times when I'm like just typing away or doing something monotonous, that's like when having another person on the brand helps a lot, because they can be talking while you're doing something. Instead, you guys are just staring at me typing, and that's just kind of awkward. So yeah, real quick, the topics that we're going to be going over tonight are, our first main one will be things we take for granted. And kind of going off of that, off the topic of the weather from last week's episode, we'll be talking about the rolling blackouts. And finally, we'll be topping it off with me talking about that I build a lot of things, actually. A lot of the stuff that I have now, or a lot of the furniture that I have, I've actually built. So yeah, real quick, just things that we take for granted. It's kind of hard to imagine. Because if you're watching this video, it's most likely that you're just as privileged as I am. Not like racial or gender privilege or any of that. It's just like you can go up to your faucet and you can pull this lever, and then a seemingly endless stream of water will flow from it. And that's it. And in some other parts of the world, they have to walk several miles there and back to a well just to get a couple of gallons of water per day. And it's just hard to imagine. It's like, I just can't imagine that, because I've always had this cool thing called a faucet where I can just say, sure, I'll pull this, get some water, turn it off, done in 30 seconds. In several countries in Africa, a while ago we did this thing called a walk for water at my school, in elementary school, where basically we just picked up like a couple of gallons, like a couple milk jugs of water, and just kind of walked around our football field. And then every time we made a lap, somebody would make a mark on the gallon, and then they tallied up all the marks, did the math, and then we walked like several thousand miles combined. And you're like, okay, that's cool, but like, you know, one person is different than an entire community of school children. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, I guess it's raising money. So, and in the end, I do think that we actually like built a well for people in Africa who really needed it. So that was really good. When I say a well, I don't mean like a hole in the ground that's like covered in stone. I mean like a little pipe that comes out of the ground with filters in it, and it's all electronic, and so it's really easy to actually use and access the clean water. So, but yeah, things that we take for granted. This really ties into the rolling blackouts one, because before I get into the rolling blackouts, I just want to say that I was actually lucky enough to not be affected by it. I had my power, I had my heating, I had my running water the entire time. I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to say that, like, haha, I'm lucky you guys lost your power and all that, because that's just wrong in every sense, pretty much. But just to say that, like, it's hard to live with this stuff, because once it's taken away, then that's where it becomes hard for people to live. So, like, people who had lost their heating, that was a big one, because it got really, really cold in some parts of Texas this past week. And earlier today, I was going downstairs to get some food to eat, and I was just talking with my parents, and they were talking about these news stories about people who had like gone out to play in the snow, and then they had gone back inside with no heating or no power or none of that, and then they went to sleep, and then they woke up in the morning, and then this kid was just laying there dead because he had frozen to death. And the rolling blackouts thing was really messed up, because the thing is that, like, my mother, I don't know how true this is, but she said that we were, quote, seconds or minutes away from a major blackout that would have covered the entire Texas power grid for months on end. And that is just like life changing and like civilization crumbling, because like if a civilization that pretty much relies on power, and I'll say 70-ish% of the population wouldn't be ready to go fully off the grid like that. I'd say that it's going to be pretty chaotic if we're without power for several months. So yeah, it's definitely good that we stopped that from happening. But at the same time, you know, like there were still flaws in the system. Like I have a couple friends who live in apartments, and they were saying how like their apartment owners were going to be like, yeah, we're going to do an hour on and then an hour off, and then and then they would go an hour off, and then it'd turn into 2 hours, and then 3 hours, and then several hours off, and then 1 hour on, and then it would go back to another several hours off. And they had said that it would be an hour on and an hour off. And then it'd actually be an hour on and an hour off for some apartment buildings or some places. I'm not saying that it was not perfect anywhere. It was all flawed everywhere. Like some places did it right. But at the same time, a lot of my friends would be 10, 20 hours off of power, all for an hour of power after that. And then just to go back to another 10, 20 hours off of power. And that's just unlivable. And whether that is like this, like I've heard of people going and living in hotels all for the power there to be shut off. I've heard of people who like need breathing equipment, and without power, like if they're on a ventilator and they don't have any power, then there's like a big problem, because if you don't have power and you're on a ventilator, then you can die. Like not just the weather and like you don't have heating and then you could freeze, but like if you're on a ventilator and you need those batteries to be charged, then like that's a problem if you lose power and you can't power the ventilator. So, yeah, this really ties into basically like everything that we have can be gone in an instant. Our pull of a lever and an endless stream of water, gone. It can freeze. It can be clogged up. The power can be wiped off the grid. We can lose all our heating with all our natural gas. We can lose it all in a couple of seconds. And when quarantine first started, I put a video of me giving a survival guide. Looking back on it, it's garbage. Sorry. Looking back on it, it's absolute garbage. But in that video, I was like, hey guys. In that video, I was talking about basically just like we're not gonna get like all this stuff can be taken away from us in an instant. And Mother Nature's not going to coddle us. So just remember, you guys, that like all the stuff that you have that you might take for granted, like when you go to the bathroom, you flick a little lever and then it's gone, and it's without a second thought. And it's just different in other parts of the world, because like they go to the bathroom and then it's there for God knows how long. But yeah. So the rolling blackouts were pretty scuffed and flawed, because like a lot of my friends were talking about how they didn't have power, and they were like curled up in front of their fireplace in a sleeping bag just trying to stay warm at night. And I was like, guys, like seriously, if you need anything, if you need a shower, if you just need to charge your phone, if you just want to like come over and stay here, I got you. Like let me know, I'll help you out. But I don't think any of them took up on the offer. But regardless, you know, rolling blackouts, it was not very organized. But I think it was done to make sure that it wasn't much worse. But I still think it could have been done a lot better. So that's probably going to wrap that up right about there. I hope I can go off topic and not make this another 20-minute episode. But really quick, for the last topic that I have planned, which is I build a lot of stuff. I do actually build a lot of stuff. Like the desk that I have all my stuff on, I built it. The chair that I'm sitting in and then my back hurts from because I tried putting the lumbar massager pillow on it and it really hurts, so my back hurts now. This is a pretty crappy chair, not gonna lie. But I built the chair. I built the desk. I built my bed. I built this new drawer set that I actually got just today. I like it a lot. I'll show it to you guys in another video. But I built this today. I built my chair. I built my desk, and I built my bed. And during all those, I pretty much think that you can all guess what I was doing. I was listening to a podcast, which is pretty ironic, because it's like several guys, and they were doing pretty much just what I'm doing, which is literally just them talking about whatever. But I'm just one single guy. So just remember, Season 2 coming up in a couple of weeks. You, as the viewer, can be on the podcast, and you can just come on and talk with me about whatever the heck. Go join the Discord, sit in the chat, and maybe one time you'll be there. Yes, it is from IKEA. Or I don't think it is, actually. But yes, it is similar to an IKEA drawer desk thing. So, yeah. Just remember, if you want to possibly be part of this podcast, go to the Discord server. The link is in the chat up above. And in case you're wondering, the podcast that I watched was the Goons podcast. And really quick, I'm going to just say it's not the most appropriate for all audiences. But if you're up for a good laugh, then you can go check it out. So it's just Goons, Goons, Goons. And if you ever watch like McNasty or Soup or like Do or any of them on YouTube, they're typically just like some guys who have a lot of fun and play stuff on voice crack on YouTube. They're hilarious, but like at the same time, it's not very family friendly. So yeah, if they're watching this, which I highly doubt they are, I wish them all the best, because every time I'm building something, the only major thing that I haven't built is my computer. I built up a lot of work to use all that work and get $900 to pay for the computer, in case that's what you're wondering. But yeah, so that's probably the only thing that I didn't build. A lot of the electronic stuff that I have, gosh, I'm tired, was probably like all just bought. So yeah, but a lot of the furniture, like the nightstand all the way in the corner, I don't know if y'all can see it. Here, hold on. The nightstand all the way over there, that one was an easier project, but I built that too. The only piece of furniture that I didn't build was my dresser right behind me, and this other shelf thing that I've had for several years now, and I've had the dresser for several years now too. But the desk, this drawer set, my chair, my bed, it's all new since I moved into this new house with this new bigger room. So I had to build all of it. And while I was doing it, I was listening to the Goons podcast. I totally recommend it if you're up for a laugh. But if you're not a big fan of dark humor, then beware, because yeah. Yeah, so that kind of pretty much just wraps up the episode, but I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Probably the hardest thing to build would probably be the drawers, because it came in a box that was way smaller than what the actual outcome was. Hang on. All right, so it came in a box, and like everything was in pieces, like everything possible, like that was possibly, like the drawers were in pieces, the shelves were in pieces, all the screws and all that were all in pieces. Like I had to like assemble the drawers, assemble like how to put in the drawer, or like where to put in the drawers. And then I had to take like those roller racks that you put the drawers in. And it's a nightmare making sure that all the screws are in tight and all the racks are lined up perfectly, because if they're messed up just a little bit, then you have to go back a couple of dozen steps and basically spend a ridiculously long amount of time on it, when it could be finished in just a couple of seconds, or a couple of maybe hours earlier. But ironically, I think I got through 2 or 3 episodes of the Goons podcast while I was making this drawer set. But after I was done, there was like a ton of foam everywhere. There was just a ton of like little wooden scraps everywhere. And I was just like, Mom, where's the vacuum? I just want to clean all this crap up. And I just cleaned it all up. But like my rug is a different story. So I took like the vacuum and I tried pushing it, and it was like getting stuck on the rug. So I just switched it to the hose thing, and I had to do it all manually, which is fine, and it worked. But it would have been easier to use the actual vacuum part. So yeah. Gosh, I'm so sorry that I keep yawning all the time. Yeah. So this new room, actually, where my desk is, it normally, like, my door right now is directly where I'm facing right now. How it used to be is, like, about maybe, like, half a foot away from the door, there would be a wall. And then the door would be faced, like, it would open into the room this way, kind of, towards the wall. So it'd be facing like this. The normal door is facing like this now, towards me right now, but it'd normally be like this. So we cut the room in between mine and my sister's in half, and then just kind of split the two rooms between us, which is good because, like, my old room used to be my mom's office, but now it's just my room. Like, I can put a desk in here, I can make decent content, I can have a bigger bed, I can have a bigger closet, and I can just kind of expand and stretch out a little bit because it's kind of nice to have all this space. Thought I was about to sneeze, I might still, but yeah. So, trying to think of what else I can talk about. I couldn't really get off topic, which is kind of hard when you're doing a podcast, especially when it's just you. So that's another subtle reminder to go join the Discord server. Link is at the top of the chat, and go join the Discord server, and be sure to go and join the Discord server so you can apply to be on the brand and talk with me every Saturday about whatever the heck I feel like talking about. So please go join the Discord server so I don't have to embarrass myself every single week alone. I guess I could talk a little bit about my Twitch channel. So, really quick, the Twitch channel is just Forgotten Hoodie, capital F, capital H, no spaces. And it's not the Forgotten Hoodie, it's just Forgotten Hoodie. It's the same PFP as my YouTube. And, like, for me, I've been very lucky, and I was able to, like, this week I had I had power the whole time. So what I ended up doing was just streaming on Twitch a lot. And I kind of looked up, or I researched a little bit on how to kind of just how to grow on Twitch. And it was basically saying, like, have music running, make a schedule, stick to it, plug yourself, be talking to your viewers a lot. And I tried that out last night, and it worked really well. Like, my average viewership, I only have 10 followers, by the way. And I never get more, like, I think my max viewers was probably 4, and then last night I got up to 7. So, like, employing those strategies, because before I did some editing, it'd be like this. I'd just be sitting right here, no music, and I'd just be talking about the game. I wouldn't even be looking at chat. I wouldn't be having any music playing at all, and it'd just be me sitting right there. And then what I ended up doing is using my laptop as a second monitor and throwing the webcam over here. So if I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the game. But then if I turn my face towards the webcam where you guys are, then that's a different story, because then I'm actually just talking to the viewers. Which is kind of just like, hey, now that I'm actually looking at you, I'm talking to you. Because there's a difference between this and this. And the difference is like, there's not much of a difference. Except for, I'm looking at the screen right now, I'm looking at a projection of me, of what you guys are about to see in a couple of seconds. And now I'm looking at the camera. I can't see what I'm making in the corner, but I can look at you guys and make it look all spooky and creepy like this. But yeah, so it's a lot easier to have the webcam over here, because it's kind of one less thing to focus on when you're in the game. But I could kind of look over at the chat and like look at what they're reading, and I could like just have a full-on conversation with them. Like, I was talking to a guy about just like him getting his new gaming PC after saving up for like 2 years. I was talking to another guy about how school was going because I hadn't talked to him in a while. I was just talking to all the viewers that were showing up. Yeah, by the way, I still only got like 7 max viewers, which is ridiculous because like I got an increase in viewers, which is hard for me in general. But yeah, it was really nice to like see like, hey, people are showing up, they're having a conversation. I'm seeing growth. It's very slow, and I got to start from somewhere. But I'm happy that like I'm actually starting and getting started, and I'm having the chance to actually get started. I know I said start and starting and started in a lot of times in that sentence. But mainly I've been playing CS:GO and a little bit of Fortnite. I know I just want to throw up when I say I've been playing Fortnite, but CS:GO is a lot more entertaining, and it's more just like CS:GO's playing in the background, and I'm talking to people. Kind of. If you want like a more interactive thing to do, like when I'm talking or when I'm doing a podcast, I'm not reading the chat at all. Like sometimes I'll like look through it and see if there's anything that I can talk about, and 9 times out of 10 it'll just be people spamming in the chat, whatever. And I like that. It's funny. Okay? Like don't get me wrong, it's funny. And I like it when you guys do that because it helps. It helps me too. But I don't interact with the chat. Like I don't like read out like I do on Twitch, where I'll like read out whatever you guys are saying and be like, yeah, so my response to that is blah 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 blah. When I'm streaming on here, I just look at the chat and I'll be like, okay, they said this. Like in my mind, I'll be like, okay, they said this, I'm gonna say this back, or like I'll say something like the idea just popped into my head. So if you guys want like a more interactive, I guess, podcast with a game playing in the background, go follow me on Twitch, The Forgotten Hoodie, or not The Forgotten Hoodie, just Forgotten Hoodie, capital F, capital H, no spaces, and no the at the beginning, just Forgotten Hoodie, capital F, capital H. So go follow me on Twitch. I already got a couple of videos up on there. I'm normally playing CSGO. I'm not a super sweaty tryhard, but I'm also not terrible. But like some games will be amazing, other games will be god awful. But I'm decent enough to where it's not like hard to watch, or just straight up garbage. So yeah, if you guys just want to have like a more interactive conversation, come there. So yeah, I'm looking for some other things to talk about, and I'm at 99 subscribers. I'm not very happy about that. Yeah, that was pretty annoying because ironically last podcast I had hit 100 subscribers on stream, and I was super excited and I was happy about it, and now somebody has unsubscribed and I'm back down to 99 subscribers. And it's sad to see that, because it's harder for me to like be able to enjoy this, because if I'm just sitting here talking and like it's not growing, like it's sad. But like regardless, like those people who come in every week that just is like, wow, these people are like taking time out of their Saturdays to just come and listen to me talk to them for 30 minutes to an hour, which just warms my little heart, which is just amazing. But it also is sad to like see people leave and unsubscribe, and I've seen it happen on other channels like James Charles, where he lost several million subscribers in a couple of days. And me, I lose 1 subscriber and I'm sad and I'm complaining and moaning about it. And then he loses like several million subscribers. Several million people are like pretty much like turning their back on him in a couple of days. And like it looks like his career's going down the drain, and then he scraps it together and keeps going. And like I kind of I'm not gonna be like I'm all like James Charles. Because I'm not wearing makeup. But I kind of have that mentality, like I'm not just gonna pack it up and leave. Like I didn't put all this effort into it for nothing. I didn't buy this new gaming PC for nothing. I didn't work for 5 months minimum wage to go and buy this PC just to have fun. I also want to use it to like try and fix it. Like I want I want to keep on going, you know. Oh, we're back to 100 subs. Nice. All right, whoever just told their mom to subscribe, thank you. You're a legend. By the way, that'd be a cool way to get some more subscribers. Go and tell your mom to subscribe. That should be a Mother's Day event, maybe. When is Mother's Day? I need to figure that out. When is Mother's Day? Sunday, May 9th. All right, so I'm good. You know, I got time to figure it out. I feel like I should know that, but I don't. But I do now. So I got time to do other things. That actually reminds me of a funny story. In middle school, we were in religion class, and one of my classmates, I had a crush on her, but I haven't seen her in several months now, just because like we've been in quarantine. We like are in high school now. I go to an all boys school, but I haven't seen her in months, anyways. But the main deal is like we were talking about, like, give a couple words to describe you. Like, an example would be, like, a driver, a brother, and a son. Or, like one of those is a lie, which is the driver part. Like, I have my permit, but I haven't driven at all. And she said, like, something, and then she goes, mother. And everybody's like, and we're in 8th grade, by the way, when she says this. And she goes, something, and a mother. And everybody's, like, quiet for, like, 2 seconds, and then we're all like, what? like it took all of us like by surprise. I like whipped my head around. My freaking headset fell off. Oh my goodness! I like whipped my head around and I was like, "Whoa!" I did not see that coming. Like, that conversation took a turn really fast, and I did not expect that at all. And she was like, it's on my cat, or she was like, it's on my dog, or something like that. And I was like, okay, like, whoa, like, I was just like dumbfounded. Like, even if it was a girl that I didn't even have a crush on, I'd be like, just, oh my goodness, like, we're in 8th grade, like, that's something that you don't hear every day, and it's just like, whoa, like, it was ridiculous. So, yeah, that was going on. An idea just popped into my head. I could go in... Hang on just a second. I'm going to go to my saved for later on my normal account. And I'm going to... Where is it? Okay, maybe I'm not because I can't find it. But anyways, so yeah, really quick, I just want to, I can talk about going to school. Ironically, you're not gonna believe this, but today I was sitting at my desk, you know, just chilling, right? I'm just sitting here, right, just doing whatever. My back really hurts because the chair sucks. Oh my goodness, I need a new chair or like a comforter or something. But I'm sitting in my chair, and then I get a notification from Microsoft Teams, which is what my school uses for online learning and stuff like that. And I get a notification, and it's like something, and the desktop is blocking it because I have it set to where it'll disappear after like me not using it for a couple of minutes or a couple of seconds. And so it's blocking the message a little bit, and I see something like message from... and then, like, the teacher's first name, and I was like, okay, and I go and read the message, and then it's like, hey, guys, I hope you guys all had a good break. Be prepared for this test that we were going to have on Tuesday this week on Monday. So, yeah, stay warm, and I'll see you guys then. And in my mind, I'm like, you have got to be kidding me right now. So, after that, I went into my school's Discord, and I was like, hey, have you guys, like, heard that we have to be ready for the test on Monday? And he's the kind of teacher to be like, hey, I got you guys. It's pop non-quiz. That means there's no quiz. And he's that kind of teacher. So what I'm hoping is that he's going to be like, you guys were supposed to be ready for the test, but it's actually going to be like tomorrow or Wednesday or something like that. But regardless, I'm still going to prepare for it as if it was going to be on Monday because that's just a better study habit. But as far as I'm concerned, all my other teachers are probably going to talk to us about that stuff on Monday or on the days of their class. Like, I have 2 classes that are like that aren't on Monday and are like, I have an elective that's on Tuesday and Thursday only, and then I have languages that are on that's on Tuesday through Friday. So Monday's kind of the class where all the main classes happen, and it's kind of like, okay, figure everything out for all the main classes, and then you have languages and your electives for the rest of the week. So there's that. Speaking of this week coming up, for Civil Air Patrol, I know I haven't explained it much. I'll do a separate video in the future just explaining it pretty much. But I got an email today saying that we're okay to go back into in-person meetings, which is exciting because I've been I talked about this in the last podcast episode, where I got recruited for the first sergeant position, which is like the big scary guy basically. And I've wanted this position for a long time now. I've been in the program for over a year, and like one of my main goals was to become first sergeant. And now that I've actually gotten it, we've just been online, like doing these meetings where we're just sitting here, just kind of talking to each other and doing death by PowerPoint because there's nothing else better to do. So once I got this email that we were going to be able to go back in person, I was like, this is great. I can finally like be able to go and be first sergeant for once in a while. And so that's just something that I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's probably where I think I'm going to wrap up this week's episode. Remember, if you want to be on the brand, make this show a little bit more entertaining. Starting in season 2, if you really do want to be on the brand, go to the Discord. I put the link at the top of the chat, and you can apply in the brand apps channel. You can fill out an application there, and you can go and decide, or you can go and apply to be on the brand. And it's a time commitment. So like every Saturday at 8 p.m. Central Time, you'll have to be here, unless like I can't be here or like something crazy is going on. Like if you have family problems, that's cool. Like, go do what you need to do, or if you have something really important coming up and you can't be there, that's fine. But I'm looking for, like, 3 or 4 other guys to bring on to the podcast. And I'd prefer if I knew you pretty well. But the deal is that in 3 weeks' time, because we got episode 11 next week and episode 12 the week after that, and then I have a week off in between seasons. So after that week, season 2 will begin, and we'll go on to episode 1 of season 2. So that's when I will bring on the new people of the brand. So yeah, if you want to be on the brand and you want to make the show a little more entertaining, go to the Discord, do the application in the brand applications channel, and you will probably get chosen. Right now, I don't think there's anybody that has actually put anything in there. Let me go check it really quick. Brand apps. Yeah, nobody. Literally nobody. So, yeah. If you want to be on the channel or be on just the brand, let me know. And I think it'd be a better idea if you also had, like, your own YouTube channel. Just to kind of be like, this is, like, where we hosted. I can be like, check out all these guys' channels. They're all really cool. So yeah, if you have like a lot of subscribers, if you're already a YouTuber, if you just want to start out from scratch, doesn't really matter, because this can be a way for like all of us to grow together as a big optional family. Pun. So yeah, that's probably going to wrap it up right there. Remember to go follow the Twitch, Twitter, Discord, Instagram, and TikTok. I want to grow my brand across online. I want to grow it a lot. If you just search up the Forgotten Hoodie or Forgotten Hoodie, it should be the same PFP as my YouTube. I'll be going live on Twitch later tonight. So if you like CSGO or you want to have a more like kind of in-depth conversation with me in the chat, be there. Go follow me on Twitch and then set a reminder for the stream. It'll be just Forgotten Hoodie, capital F, capital H, no spaces, and no the at the beginning of Forgotten Hoodie. So yeah, just go follow me there. Same PFP as the YouTube. So that wraps up the episode. So we this episode, the main thing that we talked about was things that we take for granted a lot. We touched up a little bit on the rolling blackouts and how it was pretty scuffed how they were doing it, and pretty much just lying to people who they were taking their power away from. And then I talked about all the things that I build. Woo! So yeah, that is probably going to wrap it up right there. So keep it tuned right here. Saturday's AIM. We'll be back next week with another episode. Stay safe out there. Go enjoy yourselves. This has been the Forgotten Hoodie, your TFH. Thank you guys so much for watching, and good night.